All right. Where was I at? Oh yeah, I was working on this class. I was troubleshooting a little bit. So, let's see. I run the main. And this one, the second grid, is what I was trying to figure out. So like if I open up main and change grid 2 to be of size 2, and then leave the other parameters as like 4, I don't know, just put them out of range. What will this do? I can type. It just prints. It prints 1. So it's really weird because I'm supposed to print out 1 is the minimum case. So did I put 1 there? Am I tripping? Wait. I put 2 there. So it should be 2 by 2. So why is it doing 1 is the question. I think it's because if I go back into my other, I hate that noise. Go back into here. So when I pick a row, picking a row between calls -2 plus 1. So it can only be 1. Because a random number modulus 0 is always going to be 0. So it's always going to be 0, and then it's always going to result in 1. So I have 2. That's the issue. So how do I fix that issue? Could add another return statement and an if. So like make it conditional. So like pick between. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. So pick row. I could pass a parameter into it. So this is a tricky little issue. There's a couple ways I could solve this, but so the pick row, if I want to be able to have 1 or 2, wait, no, what am I even doing? What am I doing? So that's not the issue. The issue is when I'm setting the row. So come back up to this. So set rows. Here we go. I'm setting row 1, setting calls, creating the grid, and then setting the mover. So if I go over to set rows and set columns, at some point, they are not allowing for 2. There must be an issue with that. So let's go down here. If rows is less than, that's why. So it's checking if it's less than 3 because 2 is less than 3. So, but for the other function, we need to have a minimum of 1, not 3. So interesting. You can train a neural network to do grid nav in less time and specifying all that manually. See, that sounds really interesting. Right now, this is like just like a homework assignment, honestly. So I kind of have to write it all out and test it against, I have to test it against a driver program that my teacher sends to me. So it's just sort of to like sharpen programming skills. And, but that sounds pretty cool what you're talking about. I'm still like somewhat of a beginner, I guess. What was that noise? We just disconnected. Oh, come on. All right, that's a bummer. Why did my mouse just disconnect? Let me fix that. All right. I swear, did my other thing just... Oh, come on, dude. This camera and microphone always... Not microphone. The camera and mouse literally always just cut out. It's so stupid. The USB ports give out. What is it? I don't understand why. Whatever. Whatever. Mic's not working, so... Fucking stupid ass. Cheap. I mean, not mic. Camera. Cheap ass camera. So let's go back. So if C's less than 3, that's the issue. What I want to do is... I don't want to make a second function for that, so I'm going to try to figure out how I can just have one function that applies to both of these, which might mean... So we're setting the... Okay, let's see. Back up here. Way back up here. And now it's just turning back on randomly. Okay. I'm just going to unplug it so it doesn't keep doing that. So if we're setting the rows, but for the first one, we are setting rows, setting columns. We do the error checking within the function. I could just do the error checking outside the function. So I guess that would make a lot more sense. I mean, like this. Because then I'm going to have to do... I don't want to do all the error checking again, though. It's going to set rows. So what I could do is just change this to 1. Wait. Wait a moment. So if r is less than 1, then we'll set rows equal to 1 and return false. If C is less than 1, calls equals 1. And then what we can do here is come back up to the first constructor. Not the second one, but this one. Right here. And set rows. Set columns. And we could do an extra layer of error checking. So the thing is, if it returns false, then it's definitely less than 3. So we could just add the error checking here. If set rows are false, same here. If set calls equals false, set calls 3. That makes sense. So like, if set rows, okay, wait, I didn't even do set calls C is false. And what that means is if we come down here, set rows is false, set calls is false, then certainly it's less than 1. Certainly, less than 1 implies it's less than 3. So return false. That should work. And we'll set rows 3. And then we go back up here to my other one, grid int dar. Here we go. So perfect. So now it shouldn't return false when I add 2. So let's run the function. And we have 2. And then I don't know what to do with the mover in this situation because there is no valid boundary for the mover. My guess would be to not put it in, actually. So let's go back to set mover. Add a little bit of error checking. So if set mover let's go find it. So perfect. And then if this, and then there could be like one last error checking. And it would be only do this step if the mover. So yeah, so let's just do if the boundary is, so let's figure out what's the boundary. If rows is greater than 2 and calls is greater than 2, I'm pretty sure that'll do it. Then we set the mover, only if it's greater than 2. If it's not greater than 2, if rows is not greater than 2, and calls is not, so If rows is greater than 2, but rows is 2. No, that's not the right. If rows is less than 2 and calls is less than 2 or equal to. No, god damn it. Greater than. I had it right the first time. So if they're greater than 2, then we set the matrix. How about, wait. If we had a 1 and 3, oh my gosh, right, this is messing me up. If one of them's 2 and one of them's like long, it'd be like, yeah, you still can't. So it has to be and. Make perfect. Let's open up the main again and let's try out a little bit of error checking. So shit's frozen on my face. That's stupid. Whatever. So let's go in and try out. That's so stupid, dude. I don't understand why the camera is like so busted. I'm gonna try. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, there. Video capture. It's clearly on. I don't understand. Activate. And now it won't work. See how busted this is. Like this camera never works properly. You know, I have to unplug it and plug it back in. I'm probably missing some drivers or something. I gotta like figure that out. Unplug, plug it back in. Let's see if that fixed it. No. It's not going to. Yeah, it's busted. Absolutely busted. Let's see. Deactivate. Activate. What if I added a fifth one? You never know. Sometimes adding a sixth. Cancel. I'm not doing that. We're removing that. Okay. Enough of that. So let's add like another grid object. Grid G3. And we're going to add 3, 3, 5, 5, 1. Doesn't even matter. It should be a 3 by 3 with the mover right in it. Oh, I didn't print it out. G3.display. So yes, does exactly what I wanted it to do. That's perfect. So what if I changed this to like 2 and this to 20, 30, same thing. It should be perfect. A shady little grid. So okay. Didn't mean to do that. Next up, what I'm going to do is, what else do I got to do for this? So we have the grid printed out. Tested a little bit of it. I'm going to have to test more of the error functions on the side, I guess. But what else do I need? I need to make a toggle path function. So when it's called, it should reverse whatever the current path setting is. Don't know what that means. Wait, so path setting can either be on or off. If it's on, it means that displays of the grid should indicate where the mover has been by showing those positions as spaces. If the path is off, then all blank spots on the grid show as dot characters. No matter what, the initial default setting for any grid should be on. Okay, so interesting. So how do I indicate? Wait, I must be missing something because I'm not understanding like where I'm getting this from. So predicate functions, front is clear, should return an indication of whether the space in front of the mover is clear, not blocked and on the grid. Okay, I'll be right back. Right, so let's see. Should return an indication of whether the space in front of the mover is clear, i.e. not blocked on the grid. Should return an indication of whether the space on the right of the mover is clear, not blocked and on the grid. Okay, it's kind of annoying. Let's see. Okay. So the predicate functions, the toggle path I don't quite understand yet. So reverse whatever the current path setting is. On or off. I think I see what it's saying. So the display of the grid should be can you guide how to learn web server development from scratch? Unfortunately, no, I can't because honestly, I don't know how to do web server development. I think I'm taking a class on that next semester though. I'm just doing like right now I am computer science major. And so this is like a homework assignment that I'm doing right now. I'm sure I could figure out how to do web server development, but have you looked into I don't even know honestly. Yeah, I'm a bit useless when it comes to that kind of information. But have you looked into HTMLs, I guess? I don't know if that's like relevant, but let's see. All right, back to the toggle path. So if it's on or off, if it's on, it means display of the grid should indicate where the mover has been by showing these positions as spaces. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. So I guess I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna do the other functions first, and then FSU is Florida State University. So it's one of the state schools. I'm just gonna go with the predicate functions. So let's go to, gosh, it's getting messy. I have so many extra functions. So let's just do front is clear. All right, so I guess, is it void? It has to be. Or no. It returns a Boolean. Bool grid. These keys are so big, I'm not used to them. I'm going to go back to my .h file and make sure that I've added this. Yes, front is clear, constant. Okay. Ooh, that noise. I don't like that noise. Let's go back and is it college? Is it college? Yeah, it's a college name. Florida State University is yeah. So currently I only got like one more year and then I graduate. So I'm going to learn these next couple semesters. I'm going to be like packing so many classes into a very short amount of time and have an internship over summer as well. So, or hopefully have an internship so that I can start learning stuff like what you asked, like web development from scratch. Because that's more of like a hands-on sort of school teaches you kind of the raw necessities for programming and like how to logically think and program and problem solve. You'll get very weird problems and like have to solve them and write little programs and stuff. But the internships I feel like is where you actually really learn how to apply your knowledge in a useful way and actually provide some sort of service with your skills. So front is clear. Basically just, so I'm gonna have to take into account the mover's direction. So let's go back up. Right now I'm trying to build, it's like a program. So I'll show you like what I have so far. So like when I run it, just focus on the big square, I guess. So when I run it, it generates a grid of, X amount of rows and Y amount of columns that you could specify in the main program. Right here, I think I did like 20 by 20 grid. And I don't let it go over 40. 40 by 40 is max. And then these are like the pound symbol is basically like the edge, the inside of it, the little dots are empty spaces. And then the S right here indicates a mover that is facing south. And then there's a little hole. There's a hole in one side. So the S is randomly placed somewhere within the grid. And the hole that's over here, all the way to the left, is randomly placed on one of the walls in the grid. And I think the idea is this going to be a program to try to find like a path towards the exit, but the mover's blind, so it kind of has to go by feel. And the mover's going to move around. If it bumps into a wall, then it has to turn. Bumps into another wall, it has to turn until it can find the exit. I'm not exactly sure how not exactly sure how I'm going to get the mover to move. I don't know if that's part of the driver function that my teacher provided. I found a small streamer, now I have to stay with him till the end. That's hilarious. What up, Gustavo, though? How you doing? So front is clear. How do I... I'm distracted right now, so let's see. So if the mover direct... Okay. Should indicate whether the space in front of the mover is clear. Great, it's good to hear, man. I'm glad you're doing good. Hopefully you're having a nice Saturday. I'm having a pretty good Saturday so far. Just getting some work done so that it's funny, my weekends are actually busier than weekdays in college, I guess. That's just how it's always been. Cuz weekdays I'm always just in class, and then on the weekends I have to really, you know, just study the stuff and get the work done, all the homework and stuff. Oh, you're a pro programmer in Python. Want to learn C++. Um, yeah, it's a great idea, man. C++ is, I enjoy it so far. It's the only language I currently know. Next semester, I'm going to be taking, I'm going to be taking full stack application development in C Sharp. And then I'm going to be taking advanced programming in Java, and then data structures and algorithms 2, which is another just more advanced C++ course. So I'm going to be learning more languages, I guess, by then. Still don't know Python, though. I heard a good idea for learning different languages is to just write out your code like you do, and then, sorry about that. Write out the code like you do, and then copy paste it into ChatGPT and just tell it to convert whatever you have into C++ or Java or whatever language you want to try to learn, and then like learn it that way. Which I thought that was very interesting. Somebody told me that it was this guy I met at the pickleball courts actually. It was these two dudes and they were twins, and they were super cool though. They were CS majors and they were like very knowledgeable. So they're seniors, they're about to graduate, and they were much deeper into the major than I am in terms of like they have a lot of personal projects and stuff. Whereas like I personally just have like school projects. I don't have that much stuff on the side. But they were fun people to talk to. Let's see. Okay, I don't like that noise. So let's see. Insert. So let's see. Front is clear. Should return an indication of whether the space in front of the mover is clear, not blocked. So to take into account the direction of the mover. And this is probably, I'll do that later actually. Right now I'm just going to use northeast, southwest. You've watched my video before the stream. Every time you come up with something new, you know, oh yeah, the viruses on the computer. Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. It's yeah. I'm not sure. That's why I haven't posted in a while. I'm not sure what to post on YouTube sometimes. Because I don't know. Sometimes videos take a long time. And so I want it to be like something that I feel like is worth doing and like something that's sort of original and like my idea. I could do tutorials. Um, I don't got money, bro. I got no money to pay you. So unfortunately, I can't do that. But that would be something like if I was making money off of YouTube, then I'd probably be much more open to paying an editor and that sort of stuff. But right now, YouTube's like, it's just a little side thing. It's not a source of income for me. So whatever I do on YouTube is very just like a personal sort of project that I kind of hash out myself. I appreciate the offer though. That's funny. I was thinking about that. I've thought of a lot of ideas, like a Minecraft sort of horror mod series. That'd be fun, honestly. I was thinking about doing Black Ops Zombies and maybe doing some sort of challenges because I love BO3 Zombies, absolute goated game. And I was thinking of doing like just some sort of random challenges on it or Easter eggs. Nice. 40 to 100 euro per month. Nice. That's good. That's a good little side thing, you know. All right, so let's see. Back to the function. So return an indication where the space is in front of the mover. So I got to take into account. Yeah, I know zombies outdated. I just love zombies though. It's like it's so fun. So let's see. If the mover is facing north, then I want to return what's in front of it, what's in front above it. If it's facing east, I want to, okay. So how do I, that's not too bad. All right, so what I'm going to do here is if mover equals north, then what I'm going to do is get the position in front of it. Does the mover have a position? Okay, wait, I'm going to have to make some getter functions here. Get mover position. Is that not one of, okay, so let's go back up to when I set the mover position. Do I just pick a random position? Let's see. So the get mover position could just be, oh, I see. I could put it, wait. Tony, what am I working on? I'm working on a, it's like a homework assignment where I like create a grid and then put a mover in that grid and then try to have the mover pass through the grid and find like a little exit hole in it. But the mover's blind, and so it just kind of has to bump into the walls. And then if it bumps into a wall, it has to change its direction and keep moving until it finds the exit hole. And so it's like, and then whatever path it's taken, it leaves behind a trail, kind of like a little Pac-Man trail. But right now what I'm thinking is I need to get the mover's position. So if I do this right here, I could say yeah, it's like a maze. I could say, how do I store? I don't want to. I mean, it could just make a separate function that searches through the whole entire matrix, but or double array, I guess. I don't know. Or I could. Is there a way I can just grab it here and return it? Like, can I grab the position? No, I probably have to search it. So let's just do. Int get, creating new function, int get mover row. And then in this function, I'm going to want to search through it. And then if the mover, I'm going to want to search through. Okay, so for int I equals 0, I is less than rows, I plus plus, search from 0 to rows. If, no, wait. Make another loop. Int j is equal to 0, j is less than columns, j plus plus. And then what I'm going to do here is say if matrix I at position ij is not equal to pound symbol or matrix ij is not equal to, okay, that's weird, is not equal to a dot, then that's weird. Wait, why is that highlighted? Oh my gosh, should I? Where did I add an extra parent? Oh, there we go. So if matrix ij oops, then what I'm going to do is can I return? I need to make a get row and a get column, but I can't return. Okay, I see. So you need a project. That project is the blind and it's in a box. And you need to escape the box using the walls. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Exactly. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that out in the chat. Then I'm just going to return I. Or I could do, wait. Yeah, no, that's fine. That works. And then make another function, get mover column. And for this one, we're literally just going to do the same thing, but return the column value. So that no, wait, not calls. So here we go. J is less than calls. J plus plus. If same exact thing. Matrix ij does not equal the pound symbol, which would be our boundary, or matrix ij does not equal a dot, same exact condition. We're just going to return the column position. Return j. So now let's go back up and go to front is clear. If mover equals n, then we can get, so let's do int mover row equals, let's call these functions. So I'm just going to store, we need to get the row and the columns. All right, and then now what we're going to do is if our mover is equal to n, then what I'm going to do is check the position above it and return whether or not that's empty. So if it's empty, then return true, I think. Yeah, so if mover is equal to n, then we say if matrix we want to do the position right above it, so that would be just one row above it, but the same column number. So mover row -1, because that's the position above it, comma mover call. If matrix mover row -1 mover call, so if this position equals if this position equals a dot, then we return true, because that means it's an empty position. Else, we don't even need an else statement, but I'm just going to put it. Just going to put it for explicit. See you, Gustavo. It was glad you stopped by. So now what I want to do is, that's for the north direction. Now we got to do if mover equals east. And here I want to check if matrix, so for if it's mover is facing east, this would be just the column +1. So if matrix mover row mover column plus 1 equals a dot, then return true, else we return false. Next direction, if mover equals south, hitting the wrong button there. If mover is equal to south, then we need to do if matrix. So if it's south, we're checking the row ahead of it. Mover row plus 1 here because it's the row ahead of it, not behind it. The row that's below it. Yes. So, and then just mover column. So many damn return statements in this function. And then for the last one, let me just make sure. So is there a more efficient way to do this? I think this is probably it because I got to check the direction. Oh my God, I could have just done a function to get the direction. No, but then I would still have to. And then I still would have to error check. It doesn't even matter. I could make a function to get the direction of the mover, but it wouldn't really speed things up that much. Although it would be nice. So if, yeah, no, I don't even need to get the direction here because I could just immediately check it. But it would be nice to maybe have a get direction function for, well, actually, then again, still don't know. So let's just do the last statement if mover is equal to west. Then we will say this condition, we need to check if the position to the left of it, so the row stays the same, but then we are changing mover column. We need to check the position -1 because it's to the left. If that is equal to a dot, else we return false. All right. So I want to add these functions in real quick. And what we're going to do here is actually make these constant. And then, so they're constant now. What else do I want to do? Come back up to this function. Front is clear. This is definitely a const. So int get mover row, get mover column. I mean, these are things I don't care if they're in the public section, if I'm being honest. Okay, so I already, wait. I just have to rename the function because I already have it in my declaration. So return row of the mover, return column of the mover. Perfect. Wait. Return the row. And so it was just called get row and get call. Jeez, all right. So that should, oops. That should do that. Those are, okay, those functions are done. We get the mover row and the mover column. Let's go back to here. I added get num rows and get num calls. So what that means is, do I call that function anywhere? What am I working on? It's so it's like a grid project where like I create a grid that has a boundary made out of pound symbols, and then inside the grid are empty spaces like dots, and it's like a sort of like escape the maze program where there's a mover that's randomly placed within it, and that mover has to blindly sort of find its way outside of the maze by bumping into walls. And if it bumps into a wall, then it has to turn and keep moving until it finds an exit hole that's on the perimeter of the square. So like there's like a square, the mover, N means north, it's facing north, and so like it would go straight, bumps into this wall, it would turn, go left, and keep going until it finds this exit hole right here. So let's go into back into this. Thanks, man. It's actually it's like a homework assignment I'm just doing right now, so I figured I'd just stream it. I don't know. I wonder if anybody from class is watching it. That would actually kind of suck because I get in trouble for cheating then, but whatever. I don't think anybody's going to be watching it who is in the class. So let's see. Because I know there's some lazy people out there who would just copy all my work if they could find it. And just submit it. Let's see. So I returned, got the mover row, mover column. I never needed to get the number of rows and columns, did I? No, I didn't. So will this compile? Did I make any errors? Oh, okay. Let's see. Front is, I didn't declare that. Non-member, okay, so I see. So let's go back into CPP. And here, forgot to add what class it's part of. It's part of the grid class. So now the compiler knows that. And then I didn't declare this function. Front is clear. Wait, I'm pretty sure I did declare that though. Bool grid. Front is clear. Const. Let me check. Bool. Front is clear. Const. Yes, I did declare it. What up, people? How you doing? Water_exe. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. So let's see. Now, no declarations. I probably made a mistake on, let's see. Possibly, oh yeah, it's the semicolon at 28. Could be a semicolon, extra one. But at 2, that's the parenthesis, 259. Forgot a parenthesis. Thank you, thank you. I'm having a pretty good day so far, so that's it's going pretty well. Here we go. Tie up these loose ends here. So I'll put a parenthesis there. And then it was still giving me, some crap about this function. So we got it open. Am I missing something on this function? All looks good. Close it. That looks good. It could have just been that. No, still. Let me clear that. It's getting messy. So now it's still the no declaration matches for bool front is clear. What I could do is check. Shit. I could check. Sorry, I just got distracted for a moment. I'm gonna check back into the. God damn it. I'm not gonna answer that right now. Random number, always getting spammed. So let's go to. Sorry, that just like threw me off so much. In grid get call, so get column in member function, control reaches end non-void return type. So am I missing maybe a return type on these? Oh, whoa, yeah, wait, what am I doing here? No, that seems about right, actually. I could do. So what? That's weird. Return I, return J. Am I like not allowed to put a return inside of a loop like that? No, I definitely can. So my only other guess is that I made a mistake in possibly in the header file. Or I don't know, I might just be missing something here. So front is clear. Const. Int get row, const. Int get call, const. And then, yeah, so the header file's fine. Go back into here. So I'm returning I if. That's really weird. This is actually throwing me off a bit. Oh, I don't like. I have to disable that noise. It's like kind of annoying. So no declaration matches. Bool grid. Front is clear. Const. Am I spelling it wrong? That's such a weird error to get because No function named bool. Front is clear in the file included from grid.cpp. Grid. I don't understand. What is it trying to tell me here? So control reaches end. So it's just a warning. That shouldn't be an issue. So control reaches end of non-void function. Return type. Maybe if I oh God, I'm so stupid. It is spelled wrong. It's font. How did it take me so long to notice that? Am I like I spelled it font. It's front. That is that's embarrassing. It's always those little mistakes that get you. Might still get the warning, but mover calls. So in this scope, mover call. I think it's just mover call. I had to add an extra S there. I did. So it should just be mover call. And now we're getting warnings. It's still working, but there's warnings. What do these warnings even mean? Portal Gamer, what's up? Right now I'm writing a code for a school project. It's like it's basically a grid that prints out a grid and puts a random mover within that grid. And then that mover is there's a random hole in the perimeter of the grid as well. And that mover is gonna kind of like bounce around until it finds the exit. Is sort of the premise. It's like a maze almost. Right now I'm just doing like a blank grid though. I'm not actually putting any obstacles in it yet. For now, just starting with a blank grid. So let's see. The warning is probably because of this return statement being inside of this for loop. It's probably like probably a warning like that. Unless I'm curious if this is it. I don't want the warnings, so I know how to avoid it if that is the issue. But I want to try this first. What if I just put it in parentheses? Will that do anything? Probably not, actually. But there's another thing that I think might do it. So yeah, no, that wasn't it. I think the warning is just telling me that I have a return statement inside of a for loop, which can usually not be a good idea. But in this case, that is what I want to do. So it works. It works. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this function. I might as well. And I'm actually going to take away these parentheses because it's just extra. And so are these, but whatever, I don't even care. So let's look at I think you should try to make it graphical. I recommend Raylib. It's a good idea. I should try to do that for like just on the side, because right now it's like a homework project where I'm gonna have to submit it to my professor, and he just needs he needs it to work in the command line terminal. But for a side project, I think that'd be a good idea, because I need to I think that would be a good sort of application of, or just sort of like deepening my knowledge in how to work outside of the terminal, sort of. Because right now I've kind of like limited myself to only really doing programming in the terminal on the command line interface. And so like, that could be a great idea. But I was going to go up and test. Which function was I going to test? I just created. I'm just going to test the get row and get call function to make sure they're working. So let's just do. Let's go back up to grid, the first one, because it's the big one. So it randomly places the mover somewhere in there, and then let's just say in mover row equals get row. And then let's just output row mover row, just making sure that like I'm getting consistent output. So let's see. Oh, now there's an error. Did I do that wrong? Oh, I didn't declare it. So that's, I know why. So they are, I can't use those functions here because they are member functions. So I could do like int mover row equals g. Oops, that's what I had to do. I have to like label it g dot get row, g dot get call because it's for that object. So I think that should do it now. Mover row was not declared. Am I spelling it wrong? Move, yes, I spelled it wrong. So there. All right, it works. Don't care about the warnings. And let's see. Row, column. All right, it's not working. That didn't work for some reason. Got 0 and 0. Should put IO base sync with CO false at the top of the main function. It will make your program faster. Really? What does that do? I've never heard of that before. It's already like I don't really need it to be faster, honestly. It's already working as fast as I can click the keys. So, but maybe that could be useful for like, is that, I don't even know. Is that a troll or are you being serious? I have no idea what that does. So, let's see. We got the row and the column of the mover. So that's really weird. Why it is returning 0, 0. I think I know why. I think I know why. So if we go in here, and we see, I hear you. Yeah, no, it's just a tip. Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind. But right now, there's like a small program like this. It's like probably just literally a couple kilobytes. It runs so quick already. So for the issue here is oh, I see. Wait. I see. I did the wrong. That's not the right if statement. That's bizarre. So it has to be an and. Otherwise, it's just going to return the first thing. So there, yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to return the first position that it jumps on. So yeah, 5, 9. Let's see. This is column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, it works. Perfect. Good thing I checked that because I almost didn't. And now what I also want to do is test the front is clear function to make sure that's working properly. So let's just do like an if statement in the main program and just say if g dot front is clear. So just if that's true, then just output true. Or let's just output front is clear. Else we're going to output front is not clear, just to test it. Give me the warnings, of course, whatever. Front is not clear. So it's actually north, east, south, west. So it's facing west. In front of west is a block. So that's actually perfect. Give me a good example. Front is not clear. Another one. Front is not clear. Wait. I know why. So if front is not clear, why is it putting it clearly is clear? So now the issue is if g dot front is clear, so that basically means if it's true, output it's. What if I just, could this be the issue? Oops, added an extra I there, didn't mean to. Oh, perfect. So front is not clear, northeast, it is clear. So that's an issue. Good thing I tested it because front is not clear. Why is it doing that? So let's go to the front is clear function. We get the mover row and we get the mover column. And then if matrix mover row I minus 1. Oh, wait. No, that seems all right. What's my top 3 programming language? I like C++ a lot because it's like the first language I learned, and honestly, it's like the only one I know right now. I think other very useful ones, Java, very, very useful for web development. Very good to know Java. I heard Rust is also starting to like starting to be like the up and coming language lately. I don't know. It's all the hype, I guess. But probably C++, Java, and then maybe Python. But I don't really know Java or Python, so they just seem like the most practical, the most useful ones for what from what I know. I think C# is pretty good also, but I don't know. I think that's more like game developers use C#. I'm not quite sure. Or Java. But I know Java is like heavily used in web development, so let's see. The issue here, so I'm looking at if it's north, then we're going to check the position right in front of it. Python's the most easy. Yeah, Python's a good language for like it's good for proof of concept also because it's so easy and quick. You can prove that, you know, maybe your idea works. And then if it works, you can go back and then efficiently program it in a different language. It's going to take longer, but it's going to save more memory and CPU overhead. So C++ is best for game dev. Yeah, I'm not even sure. I didn't know that honestly, but I like C++ though because it's I don't know, because it makes sense to me. So and it gives you a lot of control over what your program does. It's very you can be very accurate and precise with C++. So if it's east, then I'm going to check the row. Okay, so the issue here I think is maybe this else statement. I think it could be the else statement that's in here for all of these. So if it's that, let's try that. Very well could be the else. So all you want to check is if it's true, if that's true. If it equals a dot, we return true. And then it should break from the function if it returns true. Else. No, wait. So if movers equals to n, if it's not equal to n, it won't even go in this block. So I don't know if that's going to do it, actually. I'm not quite sure. Front is not clear. Yeah, that's not it. So did I make them? Wait, am I being stupid? No, okay, I did that right. If g dot front is clear equals true, then output front is clear. Else we're going to output front is not clear. C++ is the best for game devs because most of the libraries support C++ and C, and it's fast. Yeah. Yeah, and when you're making video games, you want to be efficient. You want to have like, you don't want to add a bunch of extra bytes to your program that are just going to take up space and slow things down and whatnot. You want to be very efficient, especially with video games these days. They're getting massive, require a lot of storage and a lot of power to run them, to execute these programs. Let's open up. What am I doing typing it now? I can just so if the mover is equal to n, I don't understand why it's is the problem maybe with so this gives me the mover row and the mover column. And then after we get that, then I'm checking. Could have done a switch statement on the mover, but it doesn't even matter. We're checking the mover and what direction it's facing. So if it's north, then we go into here and check if matrix mover row -1 mover column So if it equals a dot, then we return true. And then we break and go into the next one. If mover is equal to E, then we're going to check if matrix equal to mover row and then northeast. So it would be columns -1, no, +1. If that's equal to a dot, then we return true. Else we are... Okay, so return false, mover S, matrix. I don't understand why that's not working. So it's just adding 1 to that. Return true or false. Next one. Move a row, -1 equals that. Return true, return false. Will it say that front is clear? Okay, so it says front is clear for east. So clearly there's an issue in in north. So east works. West works. What? Wait. Front is clear. That's so weird. Why was it? Wait. North works here. West is not working here, though. That's really weird. Wait. So here's my issue. It's returning calls as 0. It's not 0. So it's returning the whole. That's why. It's returning the whole. So if it's for column position, it can't be a space either. So that's why. For row and column position, if matrix side does not equal that, or dot, or a space, then, okay, see, that's the issue. It's because the hole was there the whole time. Didn't even realize it. So it was returning the wrong value. Or matrix ij is not equal space. So if it's not equal to a pound or a dot or a space, then it must be equal to the mover. Did I just add something? Okay. And now, damn, still not working. Might have a memory leak. I'm not using any dynamic memory though. So I think the warnings are from, I'll leave them up. They're from, I'm pretty sure, using return statement inside of the for loop. I don't know why. I mean, I think that's because generally you don't want to put a return inside of a for loop like that. because then usually it'll just break out of the loop. And let's see. So maybe go to 0 and less than rows. Okay, interesting. So if matrix I, something does feel weird about this though. Wait, what did it return for the value? So yeah, row and column is 0. That's really weird. It's returning 0 and 0 for the movers, row and column, which makes sense why. Okay, so that's good that I know that it's these functions. It's the get row and get column that are actually messing up, not this function that I was worrying about. So that means if I double check this, it could be, I think I know something that might fix it is, so what I'm doing is I'm looping through 0 to rows, which is the size of the grid. And then when I'm looping through it, yeah, no, I'm not using any dynamic memory here. It's probably will for the next project, but he explicitly said in this program to not use dynamic memory. So the professor. So it's just like two-dimensional array review, I guess. So what I could do instead is say, so I could go into the loop, check from 0 to rows, and then if matrix ij, oh, it's because I put an or. Keep doing that. And such an easy fix. Front is clear. Perfect. Check it again. Good. North. Good. So it's all looking good. Let's try to get one where it's not clear. If it will let me. Front is not clear. Perfect. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. 0, 1, 0, 1. Perfect. Now it's working properly. You're walking on AES 256 for the past 3 weeks? Okay. Let's see. AES2, I don't even know what that is, honestly. It's very difficult. Are you a software developer? Oh, I just looked it up. Advanced Encryption Standard. Okay. It's like encryption technology. Yeah, encrypting stuff, it gets can get pretty weird, and I learned a little bit about it in my discrete math course, and I'm actually taking next semester some classes on network security and cryptography, so I might learn a little bit about that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You're in high school. Nice. Hey, that's good stuff to learn now, though. Honestly, it's learning about computers like today is just it's so useful. There's like so much opportunity, and the opportunity just keeps growing. So very, very useful. I would highly recommend getting into the computer science field if you if you're not. And if you're interested in computers, it's got to be. If you hate computers, there's no way, like, no way you could do it, because it's not just like an easy thing to do if you hated computers. So for the next, so I finished those two functions. Took me longer than it should have. Front is clear. I need to make right is clear. So bool grid. And this is just determining, so the mover can only turn right. It can't turn left. So if it wants to turn left, it has to turn right 3 times. Which is, okay, I guess that works. So for this one, I want to do the same thing, but slightly different. So int mover row, let's just create 2 new variables and set them to the mover's position. So int mover row and int mover call. So now we've grabbed the position of the mover here. I'm going to do something very similar to what I did above. So this time I could just run a switch statement. Just for fun. Just for the funsies, I guess. Switch on mover. So switch, and then we're going to do case in the case of an n. We are going to do case n, we're going to do if matrix, so we're checking if the right is clear. So if the position is north, then we're going to check if matrix mover row, so the same row, but then the column plus 1. And then check if that is equal to a dot. Return true. And then just return false if not. Break out of this case and go to case E for east. And then I'm going to do the if statement here. If matrix, and then let's test. So if it's facing east, to the right would be down. So mover row plus 1, because down would be plus 1. And then mover column stays the same. If this is equal to a dot, again, just return true. Return false as a default. Or, wait a minute. Could just make return false as the default. No, actually I can't. That doesn't make sense. I don't know what I was thinking. Case south. If matrix, so if it's facing south, then to the right would be left. So mover row stays the same, and then mover column -1 because it's of the position to the left of it. Right, facing south. And to the right would be to the left of it. Yep. That's equal to dot. Return true. And then the last case is going to be west. And then for west, it would be, if it's facing west, then to the right would be move a row -1. Right, so if it's facing to the left, then north would be the position above it, to the right of it. So then move or call. Perfect. Default, just, I don't know, just do that. Put it there, I don't know. And then that should do, the right is clear. That should clear that up. I'm going to test it real quick. First of all, does it compile? Right is clear. Oh, I know why. Const. Can't forget the const. Because it's a constant, doesn't change it. Oh. Did I make, okay, so maybe, okay, spelled that wrong. Mover column. And I forgot a semicolon, or I mean a parentheses. So just some simple mistakes here. So it's spelling mistakes and parentheses. Boom. Boom. Can't believe I forgot that many. Jeez. Okay. How did I forget all the parentheses here? That's crazy. Perfect. Now let's open up main and test this out. So let's go back up and do a little checking here and just say if g dot right is clear, then we're going to output right is clear, or else we will output right is not clear. Okay. So right is clear. Yep. I'm going to go until I get right is not clear. Let's just generate the same, almost the same graph. What are the odds of that? Very low, actually. Right is clear. Right is not clear. Perfect. So it's facing north. The right of it is not clear, but the front is clear. Perfect. All right, that's going to do that. Go back in here. Let's see. The next function I wanted to do was placing blocks. So I got to make a put down function that puts an item in the current location of the mover. And then also a put function that puts an item at a position specified by the caller, R, C. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. So let's see. If I wanted to do, you know what, actually, I just realized it's 2:35. I'm probably going to go now, actually. I'm going to work on the rest of this later. Probably this evening, unless I might be playing video games with one of my buddies, possibly because it's the weekend. I'm not good at video games on my computer, but it's fun. So it's worth it sometimes. But I still need to cook some food, and then after I cook food, I made some plans to go to the pickleball courts today, which I do every day because I've been like addicted to it lately. Because there's nothing else to do here except for school and pickleball. Because I don't really go out. I'm not a huge partier, at least anymore. So had my fair share of that. So yeah, I just go see my buddies at the pickleball court. It's honestly fun. It's 4 a.m. where you are. That's crazy. It's a big time difference. Right now it's 2:37 p.m. So it's yeah, it's like just mid-afternoon. I gotta cook some food though, and then pickleball, and then I'll probably be back on later tonight. I'm gonna try to stream again, whether it be possibly video games or possibly more homework. Not sure yet, but I'll figure it out then. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Also, I usually have a camera working, but the camera, the USB port just kind of gave out. Not sure why. It keeps doing that. I think I need to install some drivers that I just possibly. But my USB ports will give out sometimes, and it's kind of a problem that I've not been able to fix yet. But I got a camera, so that should be on. And then, yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you learned something, or at least hope you got something out of this. And yeah, take care, Portal Gamer. Get some sleep, dude. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.